Picture this for a minute. Crowds are gathered and things are getting really tense. There's a young boy who had been brought to Jesus' disciples for them to cast out the demon that had control of him. The disciples had success before and prayed like they did at the other times, but now nothing was happening. So they did what people without power always seem to do. They broke into a theological debate. Ideas and theology are being thrown around to explain their lack of power. The teachers of the law are schooling these disciples. Jesus shows up, having just come down from the Mount of Transfiguration, and asks what everybody's arguing about. When the demon sees Jesus, it throws the boy to the ground and convulses. The father says, "If you can do anything, take pity on us and help us." Jesus replies, "If I can, everything is possible for one who believes." Jesus rebukes the demon and drives him out. Now it's time for a ministry debrief. Mark chapter 9 says his disciples asked him privately, "Why couldn't we drive it out?" He replied, "This kind can only come out by prayer and fasting." Prayer and fasting. So many of us today are heartbroken by the state of our nation, our schools, our relationships, or other problems we might be facing. Frustration begins to boil over and anger and arguing can take over. Anger and upheaval rarely lead to significant change. We keep trying the same things and keep getting the same results. In this story, we can see the arguing and frustration of the disciples, the teachers of the law, and the surrounding crowd. I love Richard Foster in his book Celebration of Disciplines notes that anger, bitterness, jealousy, strife, fear, if they're within us, they will surface during fasting. At first, we rationalize that our anger is due to our hunger. Then we will realize that we are angry because of the spirit of anger that's within us. There's a humility that comes through fasting. As David said in Psalm 35, "Ruthless witnesses come forward. They question me on things I know nothing about. They repay me evil for good and leave me like one bereaved. Yet, when they were ill, I put on sackcloth and I humbled myself with fasting." David recognized that others were coming against him and the circumstances weren't good, but knew he needed to fight to keep the right heart posture. Fasting and praying for breakthrough is about more than just starving our physical flesh so we can obtain some supernatural power, but it's also starving the fruit of the flesh, which is hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, and envy. Maybe you've tried every other type of solution to a problem in your life, but maybe this kind will only come out through prayer and fasting, through a shift in your heart position towards what you're praying for. As the Apostle Paul remarks to the Galatian church, "So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh." I pray that today you sense the empowerment that comes from the Spirit and that it will lead you to breakthrough both in you and through you.